certain things, and I don't know what that was. So many agents needing help with different things, and me and Rob trying our hardest over here to, reach everybody's needs and wants. We have a lot of new agents. We have a lot of seasoned agents, and then we have a lot of experts out there, right? So our whole game, our whole goal is to get you guys to be the experts, right? So I have a lot of things I'm going to talk about. I'm going to jump a little bit from this and that. I would appreciate it if you guys had a notepad or something to write down notes. I mean, you don't have to, you can just listen. The reason why I succeed and to where I've gotten today is because I'm a note taker. And if you could see my office right now, Rob does not live like this, but I have files, I have notes, I have sticky pads. Look at this, sticky pads. I mean, I got everything, and I'm organized, right? So when I first started in the business 6 years ago, starting 7, I took notes. I didn't know anything about insurance. All I knew is how to be a secretary, how to be a teacher, how to be a mom, do office work. I mean, I've done entrepreneur businesses as well, but I didn't know anything about insurance, right? So what I had to do is I had to take everything that I knew from my prior jobs in my life and incorporate them into what I was about to do. So from the beginning, I didn't know anything. I was just like some of you that are on this call. There's a couple of new people. And I really didn't know anything. And the company that we went with gave us a black binder and a 10 steps to the presentation. And I just went out there and I just knocked on a door, and I still have my first client on the books. I walked in, I was nervous. I had no idea what I was doing. And I sat there and I did my phone call when I got in the house, and I put it on speaker and I sold the application, but I had no idea what I was doing. So it's normal to be nervous and not know what you're doing. In those situations, you just have to, of course, have your phone, have your iPad, and have everything that you need out there. Now, the new agents that just start, they don't need 100 contracts and just have to be perfect with everything that's out there. There's no possible way on this whole entire earth that you're going to go out with everything in your pocket the day you go out. It's just not happening. So if you have 1, 2, 3, 4 carriers to start and a guaranteed issue, you got to go. Get a couple of leads, go start calling, door knocking, making appointments. You got to get out there. You're not going to learn. You're not going to make money until you get out there, right? So that's step 1. Now, on my list here, I have a lot of things I'm going to go over. One is a binder. Now, some of you know about this, so I'm just going to go through it a little quick. So when you first start, you can get a presentation on your iPad. Rob can send you. You can tweak it the way you want. I don't do an iPad presentation. I started with a black book, then I went to a blue book, and now I got a pink book. So the girls could get fancy and they can get a pink book. So because I don't like to go in a house with a black binder, it looks like I'm selling something, right? So when I do go in the house and I open this binder, which I was telling someone on the phone the other night, one of our agents, a new agent, I don't even go in the house with my binder. I go in with my other stuff and then I go out and get my binder later. So we'll talk about that. But you do need something to go in the house. So in the front, you're going to have your licenses, right? So I have 10 licenses.
And I can't put up the volume.
Oh,
I
then
hear
it's the
somebody
lock
Edwin,
button.
talking.
That's
Edwin,
why I
hit mute.
couldn't do it.
Edwin,
Look for the lock button up there.
Somebody needs to mute their phone.
mute your phone, Edwin.
So I have 10 licenses. I have everything in here, right? And I just got New Jersey license because my cousin wanted me to sell her insurance. So now I got like 11 licenses. Then I have a picture of me and Rob. We had gotten an award in 2019. Of course, this is the other company we don't want to look at, but we got an award. So when I show people that we got an award for helping the most people in your county, and that makes me look good, right?
Hey, Janet, we can't see it too well.
You can't hear me?
The binder, we can't see the binder. Can you lift it up a little bit more? Thank you.
Now, how do I get it that you can see me on the whole screen like? Do I
Fix
have
your
to-
camera, put your camera down a little bit.
Oh. I hope I don't- Is this better?
Yeah.
What about, yeah, this camera's messed up, but as long as I have it in the hole, right? So here's the picture. And then there's some pictures of our kids, which I have to update. So I go through that and I don't even flip it through. I just pull it out, show them a few things. I talk, so I don't make it look like a whole presentation. But, and then I got my mortgage protection flyer in here if I need it. I do have a lot of letters in here from my clients, actually. They're letters of reference, of thank you letters to me. So they wrote them and they typed them and signed them. So these are letters from my own clients that have written about my service to them. Then I have just a few pictures of my clients in here, right? Just a few, because I have hundreds and hundreds. So these are old too. These are from years ago. So I have a lot on my phone, but I just put a few in there so I could tell them how many people that I've helped, right? Then I have my bullet sheets in here. Everyone that's new should have a bullet sheet, and the bullet sheet should be for each carrier in your binder. So when you sell them insurance or you're trying to sell the insurance, you have a bullet sheet and you're selling the carrier to them by telling them everything that's in there, right? Rob has the Google Drive. Everything is on that Google Drive. If it's not there, he will put it there. So you need to print these and have these all in the car. If you don't want to carry them in your binder, you can put them in the car. And you can put them in like binders or boxes. I have mine in like a bin, and then I just fill them up, right? And then I have all the binders. You know, of course, the 7 qualifying discounts. I don't even use that one too much. I use this one a lot. The one that says, you know, the oops, ouch, and uh-oh. And it says, you know, we're here to help serve you to most people that don't have insurance, right? Or they're paying too much for too little, or they don't have enough, or they want more, or it's going to expire. So I go through that. And then, you know, I have the carriers in there. I pull that out. If they can't find who they're with, I pull that out, and then they look at that a little bit, and I'm building rapport with them. And I do pull this one out a lot, and that's to show them that we have term, whole life, and universal life, and then I talk about all 3, okay? And then I have TFRA in the back. Those are for my annuities if I run into a house that I need annuities. And that's really it. And most of the time, I don't even use all of this because I guess I'm good at what I do. So when I go in and I talk, if I feel a need, I pull it out. I have my badge on my neck. I tell them I'm licensed by the state of North Carolina, and I'm here to help, you know, give them the benefits that they requested in the mail with the card that they sent back, right? So that's the binder. So that's number 1. Branding is the other thing that me and Rob do. We talk about it all the time, and I won't talk forever about it, but you have to brand yourself. You have to make yourself be different, look different, act different than a saleswoman or salesman that's showing up at the door, okay? Treat them like your family. As soon as you walk in, make yourself feel homey, fit right in, take your coat off, look at the pictures on the wall. I mean, you have to fit in with them and treat them like your family. You know, calendars, my clients are so happy. Rob got these calendars. Every year we give out calendars with our names on them. We get them in October and we start giving them out. And today they were like, oh, I'm so happy I got a calendar. They're so excited. So between the magnets on the cards, the life insurance magnets, the ones that stick on the door, I have magnets on my truck. I have for health and life. So people come up to me or call me, not every day, but I get calls, right? It's about advertising. It's about telling people what you do. Be proud of what you do. Be out there, be noticed. And so they know who that lady is and who that man is that's in the neighborhood. That's it. We worked for the last company, the lady above us, she used to just say, hey, how you doing? I'm your insurance woman. Or the guy used to say, I'm your insurance man. How you doing? And that's what they used to say. Don't be afraid of saying that, right? So we have to invest in our business. You know, pens, they're cheap. You can buy pens. We're not telling you to get everything at once. We have hand sanitizers. I mean, we have a lot of different things, but we just implement different things as we think of them and as we have extra money to do stuff and things become repetitive, right? And then the clients are going to be looking for that stuff. So once you get paid, once you start working and get paid, invest in yourself. Buy yourself the business cards, buy yourself the box of magnets, be happy about that next step. Order calendars for next year, be happy about that. Order pens for now for the spring. I mean, send thank you cards to your clients, right? Thanking them for their insurance so they don't maybe go with somebody else, right? Then when you get a policy in the mail, like I did tonight, I just got a policy in the mail for Aetna, right? So look what I did. I wrote all over the envelope. So what did I do? I wrote her name, her face value, the date, the effective date, the amount, the day of the month it comes out, the policy number, and right here it says, do not replace. So what does that mean? This is yours to give them. They're going to keep it forever. And then you can do a nice little thank you letter, however you like. And then you put your memorial guide in here. So this is what I do. I pull her file. I put her, like her policy there with the letter. And now it's in my pile to deliver tomorrow, right? And that's what I do for that one, okay? So that's a little bit about branding. So now, showed you my binder. So we talked about the presentation, the binder. The other thing you guys need to start with, you need the clipboard with the medical sheet and the policy review sheet. Those are on Google Drive. I always send my new agents an email welcoming them and sending them those 2 pages so they print it right out, right? All they gotta do is print it out. Get tons of paper. Rob buys like a box of bins and bins and bins of paper. So you always have paper, always have paper. So we talked about binders, presentations, talked about investing in your business, talked about branding, right? Now we're going to talk a little bit about some other stuff. Okay, we talked about magnets and pens, right? We're going to talk about multitasking and work ethic. If you guys came on board, we hired you because you had good work ethic, you were coachable, you were likable, you were trustworthy. Maybe it didn't work out in another company. Maybe you're starting off new. So we welcomed you all with open arms. We're all doing the work behind the scenes for you, getting contracted, making sure you have everything, but we cannot type in phone numbers in your phone. We can't like make appointments for you every day. We can't door knock for you. We can't make you be on the calls every day. We cannot make you communicate with us. That is up to you, right? So you have to invest in yourself. And what we're telling you, and I'm telling you from my point of view, if you don't follow and do like everything that we have laid out that we're doing to be successful, if you don't follow us, we want you to follow us. We want you to run with us. We want you to copy us. Because let me tell you something, me, you don't have to tell to go to work. And a lot of people that know me in this business and on this call know that I get up and go to work, right? Now, some people have better work ethic than others. Some people don't. But I know that being even in this business, it has pushed me harder to even work more. My friends tell me, I never saw anyone that works as much as you that does what you do. And I've always done a lot in my life. I've always had good jobs. I've always made good money. I've always climbed the ladder. I've always been competitive. But being in an insurance business, like earning commission for your annual monthly salary to live, to raise kids and a family, like it's not easy, but we do it. because we love what we do. We love what we have to offer people, right? The seniors, and we work. That's it. It's a 4-letter word, work. So we get up and go to work every day. After the phone calls, we get up and we go to work. You have to, it's a mindset. So your mindset has to work like you're getting up to go work for corporate. So I worked for corporate America for 23 years. I worked for lawyers, brokers, a music company a few years. Then I worked for lawyers and brokers. And for 23 years, I got up 9 o'clock. I was in work. I was up at 7:30 on the train, on the boat, on the plane, on the wherever I was, on the ferry. And I was going to work and I was clocking in, right? When you work in insurance, it's your business to get up if you want, when you want. But then you're not going to get paid the way you want to, right? So it's a mindset. You set your alarm, you get up like you're going to work. Don't care if it's raining or snowing, or, your kid has a cold, or, something to the fact that, oh, I could stay home today, I could stay home, I'm going to work tomorrow, because tomorrow might not ever come. And what you can do today, you can't put off till tomorrow. So I can't stress that enough. When Rob and I came into the business, and he talks about this a lot, I was school teaching at the time, and he left a good paying job at Hendrick Auto Mall. And I was scared when he walked out, but I had faith, and I knew that if we worked hard and we followed the leaders at the time, what could happen? What's the worst that's going to happen? We're going to go back to the car business. 80 hours a week he was working. I was a teacher. I would go back and get a full-time job when the kids grew up, but I was raising them, and that was more important to me. But when he left, we took it upon ourselves to really work hard. And he did the insurance for the first 7 months without me, 6 months, because I made appointments for him. And we worked on a Mutual of Omaha list, which was just a shot in the dark. These guys didn't get a card in the mail. These guys were not even asking for us. But my husband was like, I'm not doing knocking. And I'm like, but hon, you have to. And I was so scared. But after a couple of months of making appointments and going out, once he saw how the world was and how these people worked, he's like, even if you had 4 to 6 appointments, it does not mean they're all going to be home. So if you make 2 a day, right now we make 1 in the morning and 1 at night, and we fill in the middle. But I have more than 2 appointments every day, it seems, because I'm like on overload all the time now, because I have so many clients, so many leads, so many referrals. I got Medicare season going on. I mean, I don't even know what day it is. I'm just going, right? So the new people have to take baby steps, 1 step, 1 day at a time, but be productive. Be productive. I ate, slept, drank, thought, like insurance all the time when I first started. I would be sleeping, I would be dreaming of insurance, I'd wake up, I'd have another thought. I mean, this is the way my brain was working back 6 years ago. It's not as bad with that where I don't sleep, but I was so excited to like go and be like these other people and learn what they were doing and be in their back pocket. And I listened to these calls, and I was so motivated by the women, and I was so motivated by what they were doing. And I had all the energy. I've had businesses and things before, but I didn't know insurance. So I was learning all of this new, right? So every time somebody said something, a guy or a girl on another team or on our team, I just implemented that. And that's how I grew. And that's how I started like learning more and routine. Everything is routine. Rob talks about routine all the time. Rob Boyd talks about routine. Lester too. It's habit. Okay. When we do things to make a habit, it takes a while, right? Before you know it, it takes a habit. I'll give you a quick example. My mom, 86 years old, just had a knee replacement a month ago. And I went to New York, as you know, to take care of her. And it was really nerve-wracking because she's never had an operation in her life. She's never been on a pill in her life. And so when her legs were inflamed, I'd say, Ma, come on, we got to put ice on your knee every day. She's not used to it. Guess what she's doing now? She goes, I leave physical therapy, Janet. I go home and I put ice right on my knee. And I said, Ma, that's so great. I said, it's becoming routine for now. You needed it before, you didn't do it, but now you're doing it. So now it comes routine. So we got to get you guys into a routine when you're out there, right? So the other thing is this, keeping positive thoughts all the time, because in this world, it's not easy. You have a fight with your husband, or your kids are getting on your nerves, or you don't sleep good the night before, you're tired, whatever it is, you get up and you have to have a new day with a new beginning and a new mind frame. And I get in the car and I put my radio on, I put my Studio 54 old disco, or I put my Christian music on, I put my motivational speakers on. And that's how I do my day, because when you're out there by yourself. There's nobody else hanging out with you working, right? Except for our interaction on the WhatsApp, our interaction on the phone. If we have that we're training, we have them in the car, but that's not every day. We used to, years ago, we hired a lot of people from North Carolina, and we had somebody in the car every day with us. But now it seems everybody lives far and they're in other states now, and we learn to do things differently. So we wish we can get you all in the car with us, but at some point, hopefully we will. Now, so keeping positive with that is awesome for your mindset, right? So to get out, you got to have your binder, your lead, your presentation, have some appointments in there, and just go, right? Just get that one sale there. And when you're out there, like, who was I talking to Gabby before? She went out door knock today. Not many people were home, but she put notes on the door, right? Now, when I'm out, okay, I have appointments or I don't, or I fill in between, or I make appointments while I'm out. I mean, I do a little bit of everything in between my whole day. And so when I'm at the gas station one day, there's a girl next to me, she's looking at my magnets. And I said, oh, you're looking at my magnets? I stir up a conversation. You have to be able to talk to anybody, talk to a doorknob, talk to anybody. And when you talk to them, then you feel good and confident about what you do. So I gave her my card for insurance, right? Sometimes I make the appointment right there, but I didn't live in that area, so I really didn't push it for an appointment. But this is what you do. Last week I left my neighborhood and there was a guy detailing cars. And as I'm passing him, I asked him for his card in case I ever want to detail my car. And I left and I got to the corner and I said, Janet, should you go back? And I know a lot of you would say this to yourself and keep going, but I went back. So I turned around and went back right up the block. And I said, come here. And I said, you know what? I gave him my card. I said, this is what I do for a living. If you know anyone that needs insurance, if you want me to look at your insurance. And he looked at it, he's like, you know what? I need insurance and my brother needs insurance too. So you never know. You never know. So that's what you do when you feel like, should I go? You go. If you're at an apartment complex and you're not going to do it, you help the lady or you didn't help the lady and you're getting ready to leave and you see 100 doors, you don't leave until you knock them, right? And then you don't leave until you knock on the manager's door. If the manager's not there, you take a picture of her phone number that's on the door and you call her up and you leave a message and you tell her, hey, how you doing? My name is so-and-so. I'm the benefit coordinator in your area for the seniors. And I'd like to do a breakfast or a lunch, yada, yada. Have them call you right back, right? If they're in the office or you get them on the phone, you tell them what you do. You tell them how you want to do, a little something for them and have a raffle, and you just as, I don't want to say pushing it in a nice way, but you're just confident in what you do. And you say, is this something you want to do? As soon as you hear yes, you go, okay. And I pull out my phone right away, no matter what. And I'm like pulling my calendar. Tuesday and Thursday, you're in the office. Well, I have in a couple of weeks, Tuesday, and I give them the date and I put it on the calendar. So then I come home and I do a flyer. And on my flyer, I put the breakfast, what I'm serving, and I put Medicare there, but I put everything I'm talking about and I put a gift card and then my name. And my new one, I have my picture on it. But when I come home, I send them this email. Thank you for meeting with me today. I look forward to serving your community with your seniors. And I put on here, it was Brook Point Manor Informational Breakfast Seminar and the date and the time. So if it starts at 11, I'll be there at 10:30 to set up. I sent her a sign-up sheet. And she hangs it in the break room, they hang it in the elevator, whatever they do. Sometimes they print them and put them under the doors. What me and Rob do is we go back 3 days before. Well, first of all, I call her like 3-4 days before and get a head count, or she'll email me, but you can't wait for them to call, you have to call them. And then Rob, if it's in Rob's area, I'll print them out, or he'll print them out and he'll go put them under the doors, or I'll put them under the doors the day before so they remember. And that's it. Or you get to the complex a half hour before, you set up and you start knocking on the doors, because they're going to forget, they'll be trickling in. You want to make sure you have at least 10 people there. Sometimes I have 15, sometimes I have 3, and then I got to go knock on doors. Come on, did you forget? Let's go. We're having breakfast. And, with a smile, with your badge, come on, we have a raffle. We have a gift raffle going on there, stuff like that. And that's it. We have some giveaways, right? So that's another topic on how to do that. Anything I talk about today, if you need extra assistance one-on-one, just call me, email me, and we'll set up a time to talk. Now, when I go into a senior home, right, or I'm teaching, I don't know if you could see this. You see this board?
Yes.
It says family, seniors, and then the other side says collage. And these are just some. It's a whole poster board inside and out of just some seniors, and I have hundreds more on my phone, and I need to do another few of those, but just have not had time. So what happens is you take the pictures and you print them out, and you get a board and you tape them on, right? Some people are not creative like that. I've always been like that. I got a bunch of these boards for all different occasions behind my couch downstairs. I got Eagle Scout, I got 50th birthday, 40th birthday, 80th birthday, Sweet 16. All my kids, that's what I do, right? They say, how do you have the time to do that? You make the time. You can do whatever you want in any time of day that you want to do it, right? Weekends, nights, little by little. So that's what I do, because when I go to a senior home and I pull out my board, this is who I help every day. And this is how I want to help you. So that's going to build yourself like, wow, look at this girl, look what she's doing, right? You need to be in someone at least, some people say 4 times, some people say 7. I heard 7 times in front of someone before they really get to know you, right? So you meet them the first time, then you got to go back for more information. Then you go back with the policy. Then you might go back to say, hello, Rob used to bring donuts, right? I used to drop by and bring them pizza. He likes to bring them donuts. So, I mean, this is what we do, right? I have a client asking me to go get a Burger King like a couple of weeks ago. I went to visit her and she called me when I left. Can you do me a favor and get me Burger King? And it was a little bit out of my way. And I'm like, she's 85 years old. I went to get a Burger King. This is what we do, right? So you got to make yourself stand out like that. When we first started the business, we put vacations on hold. We didn't go anywhere. 6 days a week, all we did was work, right? Don't feel bad if somebody's getting together and you're not there, or your friends are going out and you don't have the money to do it. This is not your time. Your time is to invest in your business, to get where you want to go, right? And to make that happen. So we spent a lot of time giving up a lot of things. Some of you may be a little broke. Some of you maybe have money. Some of you, maybe are doing okay. We always want to do better. We always want to do more, right? So we have to write those goals down. We have to write the goals down of where we are right now, where we want to go, right? How we want to incorporate different things and stuff. I wouldn't tell any new agent in the beginning of insurance that they need to come on and have 10 different licenses in 10 different states and series this and series that. Like, my head is spinning. I think sometimes people are a little brainwashed and they go to these companies and they say, you need this, you need that, you need this, you need that. No, you don't need nothing. You need a life insurance license, right? Right here, life insurance license. That's it, to do life. Then, of course, in time, and sell annuities and sell IULs and sell children's policies, and we can do it all. So for the first 4.5 years in the business of life, my goal, you got to have a goal, your daily goal, I'm not going home till I get a sale. Even if you don't come home with a sale, you're going to door knock, or I'm not going to go home until I'm productive, or I'm going to do 10 apps a week, or I'm going to do 10,000 a month, whatever your goal is, right? Talk to my husband about where you are right now, where you want to go. He's a numbers guy more than me. I mean, I know my numbers, but he really knows the numbers. And he can tell you like how much a day you have to sell and how much of this and this and this, all to add up, right? But all I know is Janet wanted to do 10 apps a week, and I wanted to make the 10K club every month. And that's my goal, and that's what I did. So every week, if I didn't hit 10 apps, I hit 7, I hit 8, I hit 6, but I was going for 10. So if I got 2 one day and then none, and then 3, and then none, and then 1, I was going. You got to have that motivation from within yourself, the fire, the power in yourself to want this. No one's going to want this more than you, and no one's going to do this but you. And you have to know your why. Why did you come in the business? Why are you doing this? Where are you going? Do you get up every day to work because you have little kids, because you want a good life, because you got to pay 100 bills, because you're in debt? What is it, right? So I did the 10 app club, I did the 10K club, and that's it. Now, after 4.5 years in life, I decided to get my health license. So I know this day and age, everybody wants to, to do this and to do that, and that's fine. And right now, I do have a team in my health market and stuff, but I started it. My brother's calling me now. I started during COVID. So again, you have to utilize your time. Don't be sitting home and be scared. The world is crashing, and yes, everybody's sick and it was nerve-wracking, but at the same time, when you're home and you have to be creative and do things, what did I do? I got my health license during COVID, and then I learned it. And then last year was my first season. And then we left that company to come to Retirement Income Life, One Life of America. So that was a whole big thing. Some of you coming from another company now, me and Rob were there last year when we had to do the plunge. We understand what you're going through. You just have to plug through it. So what I did was I did the Medicare. And again, I knew life by the back of my hand, and I was able to service health for my life clients, and then even more, and then it'll start coming. See, life insurance, when you sell life insurance, it's your bread and butter to live. That's the way I feel. That's the way I look at it. You need the life you get paid quicker and stuff like that. But the Medicare is more for retirement, and yes, you get paid some along the way, but when you do Medicare season, like right now is a busy season. It takes time, a lot of time with your clients, with what their needs are. So more than life, I have to tell you that. So some people just do health and that's all they want to do, and that's fine. And some people just do life. But the people that do both like me, I could just give you my perspective. And I think it's great that I'm doing this. I think this is the first year that I'm able to now this season juggle them both faster than I did last year or the prior year when I first started, obviously. My goal was to reach 100 clients in between everything else I'm doing. And that's not easy to do because, you don't get 100 clients a day. But my goal was by the end of this year to get 100 clients. And I think I didn't count yet, but I think I hit 100. So again, the first year I did nothing. Last year, maybe 30 clients, 40, I don't know, during the year. And now this year, just boom, right? Medicare season is really big. So you can't, so what I did was I really stepped away a little bit with life while I'm doing Medicare, because it's very hard to do both, just so you know. But I didn't step away from life. I'm still writing life, but I'm not just focused on life. And I made a lot of money and I wrote a lot of policies when I was just focused on life. But because I have health and I have health AEP right now, I can't let this pass me. So I'm doing the life and I'm sucking it up, and that's getting a little lower, but at the same time, I'm building my health because of my future. Now, we're 5 weeks into Medicare. Now, some people I hear are killing it. They're selling like 100 a day, 50 a day, 30 a day. I don't know. They're at events every day. I did a couple of events. Next year, I'm going to do more. But I didn't really focus on all of that because of all the team coming in now and everything I'm doing. There's only one of me, and I just can't. At my age, I run a lot, but I just need to prioritize certain things. So in the 5 weeks of doing this, the first part of the start, I was in New York, so I didn't even start for a few days. So in 4.5 weeks, I made, I think, about $13,000, I think. Did you hear that? $13,000. So, and I don't even think that's a lot because people are out there writing more policies than I am. So, you know, that's maybe 20 policies I did, and it's still not over. I still have another week and a half to go. And that's not my supplemental and my vision and dental that I sold, right? And that's not my life insurance. But what's most important, and I don't get paid that until February. So, you know, you got to put your life on hold, and you just can't do that when you're new. You have to do your life insurance. You have to do what's paying your bills, and then you can add in later and figure that out. But, and you'll figure that out if the time comes and that's what you want to do. But, because you don't get paid till February for that. Now, the most important thing is the residuals, right? Because the residuals, you get $25 a month for life on your clients. So that's really how you build yourself, right? So in time, we could talk about that. I have some of you with health with me starting out. After AEP, we'll go stronger. We'll have some more Zoom calls and see where you guys are at that point. And we can get you going little by little through the year so that you're good to go next year, right? Let's see what else. And at the end, I'm going to ask for open questions for you guys if you want to pick my brain about anything. So make sure you fill in your calendar every day. Make sure you have leads. Make sure you talk to your upline. If you run out of leads or something, you have to stay in your upline's pocket. You have to call them and say, I don't care if you're crying to them. If you're saying, I knocked on 40 doors, I didn't get nowhere. Talk about your presentation, what you do, and you're doing something wrong, right? Talk about how long you're in the field. If you're in the field from 11 to 3, that's not happening. You can't work 4 hours a day and expect to grow, right? So you have to be out there full days. Make sure your car's loaded with, you know, applications and whatever it is you have. I have a bin that has files. My husband, Rob, has boxes of different things out there, right? In and ups are very, very important, extremely important, when, especially when you're new. I still do them when, in some occasion, because I need that little bit of push from Rob when I call him to talk about the help that I need. But if you guys are in a house the first few months that you're out there, don't think that you can do this on your own, because it's not going to work for some of you. And then you're going to get frustrated. So I would get in the house. If you're getting rejections at the door, if you're getting rejections in the house, if you're getting rejections when they go for their bank account, whatever it is, call Rob, call me while you're in the house, and we will walk you through it, and you'll be good to go. And I promise you, you'll make that sale, right? The other thing about selling, it's not just about selling, it's about keeping your clients on the books, obviously. And so that's with the building rapport. That's with when they call you, you call them back, right? They leave a voicemail. I had to call a few people back today. I have a lot of people I got to help out. Always have to be there for them. Customer service is very big, or you're going to lose them. Rob talked about being comfortable and getting uncomfortable, right? So when you're uncomfortable, you have to change that to being comfortable. So if you're uncomfortable about knocking on a door, we have to do it till we feel comfortable. If you're uncomfortable about talking on the phone, we have to do it until you're comfortable, whatever that is, right? Events. Okay, so not only senior homes, but there's a lot of events that go on in all of the communities, and there's no reason why all of you can't plug into that, right? Chamber of Commerce, call the town hall, call the schools, call anywhere in the town, the mayor, I don't care. Ask your friend, find out the newsletter that comes in the news. We get like a newsletter that we get that tells us like what's going on in the neighborhood, right? You ever get these flyers in the mail? Just look at them and then call them up and tell them what you do and see if you could get a little booth at some time and start small and let them see you. These things are not expensive at all, right? So that's what you need to do. You need to plan ahead. Christmas is coming, Thanksgiving's here. I would say get some candy canes. I used to go to my client's house with some candy canes and show up and say, hey, how you doing? And give them a candy cane. They're so happy, right? So that's really good. And you'll always get people home. Things die down at Christmas, I have to say. I mean, it's not as big. January really takes off. But in December, we have a lot of seniors that don't go anywhere and they're looking for someone to talk to. So, even if you have to suck it up and not sell as much in December, I mean, I still think that you can have a big December if you really put yourself out there and don't say it's the holiday. And I have to go, everybody wants to go shopping, but how are you going to go shopping if you have no money, right? And you don't want to charge because you don't want to go in debt. So you have to learn to say, I can't do it until I make some money. So that's really where your head has to be, right? Being around positive people all the time, having good energy. I have so much good energy all the time, most of the time. I met someone yesterday. That's another thing. I work on Sundays sometimes. I try to take off, but in my business, I'm like never really off unless I want to be. So I work Saturdays, mostly half days, but I might be home on the computer doing something, but I'm still in the field on Saturday. And on Sundays after church, sometimes there's people that need to see me and I only go if they need to see me. And I'll write the policy or, last night I was doing policies on the phone with my cousin for 2 hours. I sold a few policies for her on the phone. Yesterday after church, I met with my cousin. She lives in New York and she had a girl that worked with her for 23 years that retired from the legal law firm to move to North Carolina this summer. And on the side, she works for Primerica. And we've been playing phone tag a little bit. I'm not very pushy, but I tell you what I do. She had asked me a few times, maybe it wasn't good timing. And we don't say nothing bad about companies, but I know a little bit about Primerica and what they do. And this girl's been there for 12 years, very part-time because she was working for the law firm. So when she reached back out to me, I said, I'm really busy right now, Monique, but I could possibly see you Sunday afternoon after church or when I get back from New York because I'm going to Thanksgiving. And she's like, no, I'd like to see you on Sunday. So what did that tell me? That told me she's not waiting because she's interested on what I have to say. So I met her and, we showed up at Panera Bread and she was very nice and stuff. And, she liked my energy and everything. I talked to her. She knows my cousin very well. Me and my cousin are like sisters. We talked for 2 hours and I got to know what she wanted to know about me and what I do. And I talked to her about, it's funny, I felt like I was in a therapy session. Like I was talking to her about where I worked and how I moved here 16 years ago and what I did and how I'm here and how well I do. And she was like, wow, she's like, you're so positive. You have so much energy. I love your spirit. You sound so happy. You love what you do. And I'm looking at her and I'm still trying to, I guess she's not happy. I said, well, are you happy where you are? And, it was hard for her to say she wasn't happy, but she's like, well, no, not really. Like, I'm okay. I'm content. So people don't want to say they're unhappy. They're afraid because they've done so well. And now look at her, right? So the bottom line is at the end of the conversation, she's talking to me and she goes, well, how do I go about getting started? It's almost like she was hired already. So even though she's my cousin's friend and I'd probably hire her, I said to her, well, first we have to see if you're a good fit for us and we're a good fit for you. So I kind of flipped it a little bit. Like, I don't want people to even think, oh, how could I get started? Because me and Rob from 2016, we hired everyone with a pulse and most of them are not here. A lot of people came and gone, but we have a lot of people that stayed. And, we really have to make sure when we talk to someone, we have to find out first thing I ask is if they have good work ethic. Now she's got 23, 25 years in New York. I know she's got good work ethic. She's got the look, she's got the personality. She loves to help people. She's been doing Primerica. She's making 70%. She's not making anything. And Primerica, all they want to do is recruit, recruit, recruit. So she's got 3 people under her and she's not really making any money. And everything I said to her sounded great. And I said, well, the next step would be a Zoom with my husband. And then after we, we'll go further after that if you like what you see. And, we'll see. I don't chase people. I just tell them what I'm doing. And then they grab on because they want something. There's so many IMOs out there, and there's so many people that, rah, rah, and there's so many people that, we're the best and all this. No, we're not the best, but we know the products we offer. We know the leadership is great. We just have a big team that came on, David Coleman and his team, and, a few other people, and, all new people. And, we know that they have a good background and stuff like that. But some people that come on, we don't know what their work ethic is. So I say, do you have good work ethic? Are you coachable? So here I am talking to a Primerica person, which we've hired before, some Primerica, and they use the word brainwash, and I don't like to say the word brainwash, but they're trained a certain way to be a certain way with how they sell. We don't do that. So I told her yesterday, I said, we have a system that we follow. We don't have a script. We don't have to sell a kit to sell insurance. We don't have to sell dental to sell insurance. We don't have to recruit to sell insurance. We sell insurance. And so she looked at me and I said, she goes, you make it sound so easy. I'm like, it is. It's so funny. Because, we know what we have is good. We know the tools are good, the products are good, and we're all here to help. And we go the extra mile. And some of these people, so I said, well, let me ask you about your upline. Are you close to your upline? And she said, not really. They're not getting the support from them. I'm not just tooting our horn here at One Life of America and Retirement Income Life with all of us, partners here. I am telling you from the bottom of my heart, everyone that's on this call, that the people here are loyal, trustworthy, respectful, they have integrity. We all help people and we invest in your business. And sometimes maybe people out there like the other people. I don't know what they like, but we don't have nothing bad to say here. We have a good group of people. If they want to come, great. If they don't, then that's fine. But we don't try to wheel them in. So when you're out there, if you're trying to build a team in time, we will help you do that. Me and Rob, we do the interviewing, we'll do the helping. We'll get them to understand and listen, like we hired you guys. We don't do anything different. We're just real and stuff. And that's it. And we'll find out who they will go with, whether they're good for, Jasmine or Rodney or Daniel, Gabrielle, Roderick. We'll help build your team for you. But when you're out there, if you see someone that was an agent, like if you're at if you're eating lunch somewhere and you see, Rob used to go over to where all those cards are, and we used to look. We used to always look for the people that were doing insurance and stuff, or people that were selling something to try to get them in insurance. And we were out there just trying to hire people. Now I feel like we find them in different ways, but you can do that as well. I mean, we do it on social media. We do Facebook pages. Rob does emails. We do word of mouth now. So, a lot of that is out there. So, I just think for you guys, one day at a time, one step at a time. You're all in different places right now. You have to find out where your step is right now. There's some of you on this call that have, for a couple of months now, I know you're in the business, but you haven't been out there selling. So like, what's stopping you? What is it? Is it the leads? Is it because we can only tell you so much. We can only help you so much, but you need to tell us, this is what I want to do. I want to do it tomorrow. Let's go. Right. And we'll be there to help you. The ones that are new, if you need help with anything that I talked about, we will help you. The ones that are out there working, you're doing a great job. Fantastic. Keep on doing what you're doing. Just add to what you're doing each day and you'll get better. And that's really it. that's it. I just touched on a little bit of everything, I guess. If you have any questions, Rob, I don't know how to open it up to people to talk, but maybe you could unmute everyone to see if anybody has any questions for me. Rob?
We can unmute ourselves.
Yeah, they
Okay.
can unmute themselves.
Okay, I'm sorry. Does anyone have any questions for me?
I don't have any questions, but just want to say thank you, Janet. I have been looking forward to this.
Thank you, Gabrielle. We're a fan of yours. Keep going. Keep pushing. Any of you guys here have any questions? There's my cousin calling. I have to write her another plan tonight. So I'm still working after I hang up with you guys.
I don't have
Um,
any, this is Dan, I don't have any questions, but I would love it if you could do a couple sessions, maybe like on more of a tutorial, like, okay, let's do a role play for MedSup or just a Medicare meeting or even a final expense meeting, things like that. So we can see your style and
mhm.
see how it might augment what we do.
Okay, cool. That's good. I know me and Rob used to do some role playing on the phone. Sometimes it's nice to do in person. We used to do them at the trainings. So maybe me and Rob could do that for you guys, you know, whoever wants to be on, we could do some role playing. The other thing is, I think I spoke to, it must have been Jasmine, and I've been bad. I guess because I haven't really, I've had so many appointments with referrals that I haven't had a new door knock. But I told her that I would record myself at the door. So I'm going to ask some of the other agents to do that as well. So maybe you can listen to how they're at the door and what they say on the rejections. I think that'll help as well. Is that okay, Dan?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So door, I'll tell Rob and everyone. So the door, and you want to
I
see
might be
like,
the only one who's interested in this, but if I'm not, maybe people
No.
could jump in and talk about it.
Yeah, you're definitely not the only one who's interested. I would love that.
I'm sorry, Sarah, what'd you say?
I said I would love that too. I especially love the idea of the actual recordings of the actual door knocks, because then we can hear actual objections and not just the role play. Which role play is helpful, but it's really helpful also to hear actual objections from people.
Exactly. So yeah, I think both would help in some ways. So, you know, next time when I'm out there knocking on a door, I'll definitely record myself at the door, and you'll see the rejections. I've gotten a zillion rejections, and a zillion people let me in the door. So it's all the mindset of how many no's am I going to get before I get a go? I'm going to get no. Okay, the go is coming, because it might be the last one that night, and you can't get frustrated and have it show on your face that you're so exhausted from being out. And I will say this is funny. When I first started, I remember our upline, they were like, I have appointments tomorrow. I got to go. Okay, I'll help. And it's kind of like where you guys are and where we are. Like, we're so busy and you want to be where we are. And you guys are first starting, so we understand. And like, they were there to help us, but they didn't even give us half of what we're giving you. And I know we can give you more, and that's what you have to keep asking. But what even you're getting now is even more than like we got. But I do know this, as you're out there, each day comes into a week, to a month, right? To 2 months, to 3 months. And as you're selling, you're getting the back end money. So after 9 months, the back end money starts coming in. So I tell people it's like having a baby. If you can stick in insurance for 9 months, you know, your belly grows, your pocket will grow. And then what happens is all the clients that you have, like I have and my husband has, we get the renewal money on. But not only that, guess what I was doing last week? Do you know what I did? I got in my car. I had some appointments, I had all these papers. I went in my filing cabinet. I start from the top, and I took all the clients that were in the area I was going in. And these are people like I haven't seen or called or whatever because of COVID. And while I was out there, I was showing up with a calendar, and they were like, hey, how you doing? I've been meaning to call you, you know, so now I got to up somebody's policy, and I got to do her son's policy. She's like, I've been meaning to call you. I've been so busy. And then there was another lady I couldn't help. I just checked in on her. But the thing is, it's about, you know, you recircle right? Because you don't know, they might have had a grandchild and they know you're still around so that they don't cancel on you. So, that's going to take time. As you build your clients, you'll be able to go back to them when you can fill in and stuff. And I just keep going. I just don't even look at anything. They used to tell us just keep writing, keep activity and writing, because when you're writing, you're making money, and don't worry about it because it'll come. Once the first check comes and the second check, it'll start coming. But you still have to always be on top of your business, of course, right? So when you sell more, you do have more work because you have more paperwork, more people calling you. Yes, you'll make more money. And if that's the goal, that will happen in time. Okay, so we'll work on that. We'll work on door knock recording and role playing for you guys next. Okay, after Thanksgiving. In the meantime, you guys got to get leads, and you got to just go out, and we'll try role playing at the door or something, or we'll in the next few days we'll see how many we can get for you. Okay, I wish you all.
Janet, I'm sorry, I do have one question.
You go ahead.
Typically, because this is my first time, doing insurance right now during the holidays. So like this week, how do appointments typically go? Like what's the, average amount? I don't know what I'm trying to say. How is it during this Thanksgiving week with appointments typically on average?
Well, if you call people and make appointments, they're either going to be home tomorrow or Wednesday. They're going to have Thanksgiving on their brain. I'm not saying take off, but you can go out a little bit. Just don't get discouraged because, you have Friday, people are home Friday.
Okay.
And you have Saturday. So it's really only one day. You are going to catch people home. But the thing is, if sometimes Rob goes out or I go out on a Saturday, but we got no sales, but we made 3 appointments that day, right? And those 3 appointments, you don't know if they're going to be there either. So you do always constantly have to, make appointments, set your goals, go, and things will start happening. So I would say, all you have to worry about is Thursday, and everybody takes off Thursday. So I would still go out tomorrow, still go out Wednesday, and I would still go out Friday because you are going to find people home. You're going to find people at the apartment complexes. You're still going to set yourself up for the following week. You can't just sit home from Tuesday to Sunday because it's Thanksgiving, right? You can't.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Now I know between Christmas and New Year's, it's very, very slow. And I know I'm not telling you guys to stay home. We'll probably still work it. Maybe not as much as we would because, and again, it's hit or miss too. Some people go away, some people stay home, some people are broke, but you're still constantly reviewing policies. So you still have to keep that going because, if they don't have money to buy now, they'll have money in January. And most of the people we see have insurance. So you're really reviewing it to make sure they're not overpaying where we can, get them some money back or, up their policy. So I would just continue it. Don't take off because it's the holidays. Don't get discouraged. There's a lot of people that are home. When you call them up, you can find that if they're home or not. So I would just keep going.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm just going to jump in on that. So on Friday, you're going to find this coming weekend is going to be a great time to be going out in the field because people are going to be home. You're going to run into the few, I guess, doors that they're going to be away. But for the most part, everybody's coming to a senior's house more often than not, or the senior has nowhere to go and they're going to be looking for somebody to come in their house. So this weekend's going to be a great time to go door knock. Prior to that, I would plan on working Tuesday and Wednesday. Now, most people don't realize this, but from Thanksgiving to New Year's, the death rate in the US does spike. And that's something that you can use as a push or a nudge to get somebody to pull the trigger on a policy that they've been thinking about. I want to say the rate increases, I think it's like 5 or 10%, if I remember correctly, between Thanksgiving and New Year's. The rate definitely does spike. So, and it mostly because of heart attacks through that time. So, if you're going to be going out in the field this week, I would make sure that this weekend is when I'm out there, if you're going to be around and available to work.
Thank you for that, Rob.
No more questions, then everyone, I wish a nice Thanksgiving, and we'll see you all on WhatsApp. Bye.
Happy
Love you,
Thanksgiving.
love you
Bye.
guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Jenny.
Love you. Bye, everyone.